everyone. Today I'm going to be speaking about my good friend Cheryl Roberts. Cheryl has been a wealth of encouragement and knowledge over the past 4 years I've known her, and so I hope that you guys enjoy learning a little bit about her. Prior to meeting Cheryl, I had just moved to Texas after living in Louisiana for 10 years. I was feeling a little bit lonely and in need of some friendships, so one day I decided to attend a parenting workshop put on by my local public library. At this workshop, there were several tables set up displaying goods and services from local merchants, and at one of these tables stood Cheryl. Cheryl was there to promote the WIC Breastfeeding Peer Counselor program, which I had never heard of. I knew what WIC was. I knew that WIC was a federally funded program that provided support and nutritional education to women, infants, and children who were at risk, but I had never heard of the Breastfeeding Peer Counselor program. Cheryl explained to me that the Breastfeeding Peer Counselor program was a mother-to-mother support program that provided information, education, and support to women who were on WIC who wanted to breastfeed. My interest was piqued. I had struggled with breastfeeding my first child and would have loved to have had another mother to confide in to provide support to me and encouragement. Since WIC is a federally funded program, they also provide social service consultation and referrals, which can literally mean the difference between life and death for some families. And this really struck a spot in my heart that really appealed to me. I was very interested in this program and asked Cheryl how one would go about working for this program. Cheryl encouraged me to keep an eye out for a job opening coming up soon. I had not even considered going back to work. At this point, I was a stay-at-home mom to my 4 children, and working outside of the home was not something on my radar. But this job was something that struck deep in my heart, and Cheryl encouraged me to be patient, that a job opening would come soon, and so I did. I waited about 6 months, in fact, and after 6 months, a job opening came up, and I applied for it. Cheryl was my boss, and over the next 2 years, she encouraged me to further my knowledge of breastfeeding and ultimately to pursue board certification. Internationally board certified lactation consulting, the certification is quite time intensive, it's very expensive, and it requires a lot of education. And Cheryl was there the entire way to encourage me to keep going. When I needed to take college level classes, Cheryl was the first person to encourage me to go back to college and to finish. And that's how I ultimately ended up here at Wayland. When I needed more clinical hours to help me gain more experience, she encouraged me to attend the breastfeeding peer counselor program set up at the hospital, where I gained a wealth of clinical knowledge and also gave me the confidence to take that knowledge and apply it to my private practice. When I needed to pay for more breastfeeding education outside of what I was getting, she encouraged me to pay the money, take the education, that I was investing in myself and the moms that I would be helping. And ultimately, I did. When I applied to take the International Board Certified Lactation Consulting exam, I was very nervous, but Cheryl was there. She encouraged me, apply, you're going to do great. I had to wait 8 months between submitting my application for exam and actually taking my exam, and those 8 months were very stressful. Cheryl was there to encourage me to keep studying when I felt burnt out, when I didn't want to read another textbook, when I was feeling like I wasn't going to pass this very expensive exam and all of this was going to waste. She was there to tell me that I knew what I was talking about, that I knew what I was doing, and just to really just stick with it. When I was feeling burnout going to college and doing my studies for Wayland, she was right there to encourage me to keep going. She was the very first person I called when I passed my exam. She was so excited for me, probably even more so excited than myself because I was just such a relief to pass. But she told me how proud she was of me. She has encouraged me to continue to go to Wayland, and I will ultimately graduate in May. It is a huge accomplishment for myself. And she will also graduate in May, so I feel like we have kind of held each other together these past 3 years of going to college and studying. And she is just such an exceptional person. She has been a huge support to me. She has always had my back and is just such a brilliant mind that I am always encouraged by her, and I want everyone to know just how special and important she is to my life. So, thank you, Cheryl.